Well, good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Foster here, the success coach with MaximumChange.com. So happy to be back with you. Many of you, thank you so much for reaching out to me and asking, hey, where are you? Why aren't you doing your live videos? I actually did a live video last week. For those of you who caught it, I got several comments about the video, but I was basically sitting at the beach when I did my live video. Isn't it great that you could have a business that you could work anywhere in the world doing whatever it is you're doing? I was sitting on the beach and I was closing deals. That is what, to me, entrepreneurship is all about, is living your life without having your life be dictated to you as how it has to be lived. And so I am just so excited that I spent a week on the beach with my family, with my wife, my kids, and I got to close some deals. I know one deal was pretty significant, upwards $60,000 a month, and a smaller one I'm working on closing. And so anyhow, I wanted to talk to you about scaling your business. Now, if you're new to the business world and you don't know all this lingo or these words, basically scaling is how do you grow your business starting with where you are right now without losing some of the ambiance or some of the power as to what made your business what it is today. How do we grow the business without losing the momentum? And so when we talk about scaling, it's basically how do we grow our business? Now, I've been working with clients all around the world for the last 14 years, soon to be 15 years. And one of the things that I run into most often, a lot of people will say, oh, what I need most is money. Yes, I know that. Most people in startup phase need some sort of level of funding. But what I've found is the biggest need for business owners is how do I go from where I'm at right now to where I want to be? So they have this goal, or they think they have this goal in mind, where they want to head. They've put a stake in the future somewhere about where they want to head, where they want to end up, but they're in the current situation, and many times they get caught up in this situation where they built their business to a certain level, and then they're kind of stuck. They're stuck with how do I move forward? How do I create something new from where I'm currently at? And so I'll give you a good example. Working with a client, and they had this situation where they started out with a certain billing cycle, and the way it worked was great when they had a couple of clients, but now they have hundreds of clients, and it's really hard to manage the billing and to manage the projects. And so this is a scaling issue. This is an issue where they started out and things were working just fine for them, but then they reached a certain level, a certain capacity, and what they were doing didn't work anymore. And what that says to me is that they weren't prepared to grow. At least they weren't thinking about growth, and they weren't thinking about this idea of scaling. So if you're a startup, or even if you've been in business for a few years, I'm going to ask you right now, start thinking about growing. Start thinking about scaling. You might be saying, well, I only have one client, or I don't have any clients right now. I'd be happy with one client. So what I'm asking you to do is say to yourself, each time you add a client to your roles, each time you add a client to your books, you need to be asking yourself, is what I'm doing now going to be effective when I have 10 clients? Is what I'm doing now going to be effective when I have 50 clients? Is what I'm doing now going to be effective when I have 100 clients? So a lot of times I'll find these business owners, and they've started out where they're handwriting out their invoices, or they're typing their invoices into a Microsoft Word template, or they're tracking their accounting using Excel spreadsheets. All of that is great if you have a handful of customers. Where the trouble comes in is when you're wearing many hats, where you're running a small business, and all of a sudden it's taking you longer to manage the process on the back end, the back office stuff, than it is to actually do the work that you should be doing for the customer. In other words, you're not spending enough time with the customer and on billable work, okay? And so what I'm asking you to do is think about what is it we can do to scale our business so that we can continually meet the needs of the customer. Now, if you're doing your bookkeeping by hand, and I'll give you an example. Over the last week, my wife said, hey, I want to go into this shop here where we were staying. I was like, that's fine, let's go in there. My wife found this thing she wanted to buy, and so we were in there. And the lady she pulled out this pad, a receipt pad, and she started handwriting the invoice. Now, I'm kind of a 21st century mindset guy, and so I'm all about give me a barcode scanner or give me a POS system, point of sale, if that's new to you. POS would be like Square or Clover, or there's many others out there. Actually, QuickBooks has a POS system. And so you look at this situation where this person is handwriting out an invoice. Now, here's the problem. There were 3 or 4 customers behind me waiting in line to pay for their stuff. Now, if you're not in a hurry, that's fine. And, we were in kind of the beach life, salt life. You were on vacation, so we weren't in a rush. But there are situations where this is a scale issue. Now, maybe you might be saying, well, I don't have enough business to warrant having a point of sale system or some sort of computerized system. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't think about having better capacity, then what ends up happening is there's 3 or 4 people waiting behind me in line. Somebody is going to get tired of waiting. I cannot tell you in my lifetime how many times I have abandoned a shopping cart or abandoned standing in line because the line was too long, too slow, and the process was too cumbersome that I walked out. That is a sale lost, not a sale realized. So if you're looking at a point of sale system or scaling your business to be more effective, and you're looking at what it's going to cost you to do that rather than what it's going to be in an investment for you to move more customers through your store, through your shopping cart more quickly, more effectively, nothing is more frustrating than going to an online store and I can't figure out how to use the shopping cart, or the shopping cart is not intuitive, and so I might abandon it. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're an online universe, you need to go look at maybe Shopify, look at what Amazon's doing even. If Amazon had a problem with checking people out of the system, guess what? They wouldn't be worth billions and billions of dollars. Bezos wouldn't be the world's richest man right now if his shopping cart sucked, okay? If his checkout system was terrible. Now, I've been with Amazon for years. In fact, I remember Amazon when it was just a bookseller and book reseller. And I purchased from them back then. And so I could tell you, I have been a long-time customer of Amazon. Why? Because I don't have to worry and concern myself with the checkout process. You need to think about scaling your business so that you can meet the need of your customer, but not just your customer, but more customers. If you're not thinking in the mindset of how do I scale to meet the needs of 100 customers, 1,000 customers, 5,000 customers, this is something I've been doing for years now. I'm thinking about how do I leverage my time so I can meet the needs of the most set of customers, but I'm not just looking at it from a scaling technology issue, but I'm also looking at it from a time value of money situation as well. For me, I do services, and so I need to find a way that I could serve 500 to 1,000 customers a day or a week without losing, sleep, without having to have thousands of employees. I have thousands of customers, and it's just me and a very small staff, okay? And I'm the one doing all of the, I'm the talent. I'm the one doing all of the providing of information. So you need to think about how do you best scale your business? I'm working with a client right now, and they're a media company, and they've hit a wall. And I'm starting to ask them some questions about how much does it cost you to process a customer? How long does it take you to process the customer? Do you know what the process is to process a customer? Because in those answers, I can find better ways to be more efficient. I can find ways to scale the business. I can find ways to get ahead of the problem. Because right now, this customer is spinning their wheels, their head's on fire, they can't get ahead of the problem. And I know how to get them ahead of the problem, but what I need them to do is start thinking strategically, start thinking tactically, start thinking about how do you grow your business more effectively. And that's all about scaling the business using tools, techniques. Tools could be technology. It could be that you need to use some sort of knowledge commons. And then knowledge commons is nothing more than a database where all the employees have access to, so they know what's going on with the customer. They can see billing. They can see the last time someone touched the customer and talked to them, called them, reached out to them, sent them an email. All of that falls into how do you scale your business. So these are things that I work with customers all the time. And this is the thing that I want you as a fresh start, as a startup, as a new company, or maybe you've been in business for a few years, I want you to start thinking more wisely about how you grow your business. And secondly, this is what I do. So I would love to help you. I would love to get under the hood of your company engine and help you to find things that need to be addressed and grown. So if you are interested in that, go over to my website, MaximumChange.com, because I help entrepreneurs just like yourself take their business to the next level. And that next level may mean that we have to figure out how do we continue to scale that business. So if that's something you're interested in, go to my website, MaximumChange.com, take a quick 30-second survey. That's all you need to do, quick 30-second survey. Then we'll set up a time to meet, and then we'll see what we can do to help you. So I hope you have a great day. I look forward to coming back to you tomorrow with some more information. And by the way, if you have some questions on this subject of scaling, maybe you have something specific to the situation you're in right now, you can't figure out how to get over a hurdle in your business, just go over here and send a message to the message box. I'll be happy to answer that question here just as soon as possible. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon.